Good afternoon. For today's lecture, we will be talking about overview of IC design. IC means integrated circuit. This is a short introduction on why we're about to discuss the IC design. There's a problem with digital circuit implementation. So imagine yourself implementing the given circuit board or the given circuit on a printed circuit board or on the PCB. Diba? The common connotation kapag nakita natin yung circuit, if we are to implement this one manually in the printed circuit board, maring sabihin natin large circuit. PCB size will be needed, 'di ba? The bigger the circuit, the bigger the PCB size that we needed in order for us to implement the circuit. Second, too much wiring or spaghetti of wires. So it will be tedious in your part to make connections doon sa ating circuit. Pangatlo, time consuming, 'di ba? If you are to implement this circuit in printed circuit board, it will take you a lot of time. And then syempre, in some cases, kapag nagkamali ka pa, so you have to do it all over again. So time consuming yung ganitong approach. Ang wish natin syempre, a small size circuit, 'di ba? We would like to make the circuit smaller or optimize. Second, gusto natin walang wire. No wiring among components. And then easier to debug. Na kapag nagkamali ka, pwede ko siyang balikan easily, then mag-work na uli siya in accordance to the specifications. And then only one substrate for the physical implementation. There are a lot of solutions to solve that issue. Siguro yung iba dito, familiar na tayo. One solution would be the use of digital programmable integrated circuit. So may tinatawag tayong PLA or the programmable logic arrays. And the other way around is the programmable array logic PL. So may mga limitations yung ganitong solution. One of which, this is only commonly used for purely combinational logic circuit. So, di ba common sa atin yung combinational logic circuit? We have common logic gates and or not and so on. Pero hindi siya possible for sequential operations. So, sequential circuit is not applicable in the digital programmable integrated circuit. Another solution is the use of the field programmable gate array or the FPGA. So here you can see here the different brands of the FPGA board. So we have Spartan, Artex, Kintex, Vertex, and many more. Pero manonotice natin, nagba-vary lang naman yung different brands ng FPGA board in terms ng logic cells, number ng pins, and so on. Pero the functionality is still the same. And then, yung manner ng coding still the same. Pwede tayong gumamit ng Verilog, pwede tayong gumamit ng VHDL, pwede tayong gumamit ng System C. So ito po yung itsura ng FPGA development board. So this is an example for Vertex 4. So parang microprocessor or processor yung nakikita natin just like microcontroller. So very common naman po yung itsura ng FPGA board. The question now is how are you going to program the FPGA? So one way to do that is to wire a digital schematic circuit. Ibig sabihin, idodrawing mo, ilalagay mo yung circuit doon sa ating application or sa EDA tool. Then eventually, you're going to download the design on the FPGA board. Katulad na nakikita natin dito sa ating slide. So, andito yung circuit and then kinonect natin yung FPGA board. Ito yung FPGA board. And then, dinownload natin yung design. Then, we simulate. Then, nakita natin yung output using the waveform. Ano ngayon yung disadvantage ng schematic design approach? 'Di ba? Kapag idodrawing mo yung schematic doon sa dito sa EDA tool. Number one, time consuming pa din, 'di ba? Kahit na idodrawing mo siya, so kung palaki ng palaki yung circuit, syempre, patagal mo siyang gagawin. Pangalawa, it's also difficult to debug errors found in the simulation. Kasi syempre, the bigger the circuit, ang dami mo ng interconnections doon, hindi mo ma-figure out, meron palang hindi connected doon sa dinrawing mong circuit. Digging through a spaghetti of wires to look for faults requires a lot of patience. Totoo, di ba? So most of us, lalo na Gen Z generation, so impatient tayo. Gusto natin, readily available na lahat ng kailangan natin. So, matitest talaga ang patience natin. Kapag ganun yung method and gusto mong hanapin yung problema. Large designs means large circuit size to deal with. And then as computer engineers, di ba, hindi lang tayo magde-design ng simple combinational circuit or simple up-down counter, di ba? Eventually, malaking circuit yung kailangan nating i-design. So therefore, malaki din yung schematic na gagawin natin. And then yung ganong approach, guys, is likely to be suited only for electronics engineers. Yan. Ganon talaga yung mga ginagamit ng mga ECE. More on schematic. Pero tayo, as computer engineers, magaling tayo both sa hardware and sa software. Instead na i-drawing natin yung circuit, ang gagawin mo, i-code mo siya. Then kapag kinode mo siya, automatic na makikreate yung circuit. So ganun yung ginagawa ng mga digital engineers. And normally, ang kailangan natin dyan, mga computer engineering graduate like us. How to program ngayon the FPGA? Ito yung ating goal, di ba, as computer engineers. A better way to program the FPGA is yun nga, gumamit tayo ng HDL approach. So ano ba yung HDL, Sir Caldo? HDL means Hardware Description Language. So iba pa po ito sa tatlong programming languages na familiar tayo, 'di ba? Merong low level, middle level, high level. So hardware description language is different. It is basically a code similar to writing a code in C. So para ka lang nagko-code sa C language or sa C++. Pero this time, yung HDL is basically used to describe the behavior of a digital hardware circuit. So di ba yung sinabi ko kanina, di mo na po problemahin o drawing yung circuit. Ang gagawin ko lang pala, Sir Caldo, is i-code ko lang siya, then ibibigay niya na sa akin yung circuit. Ang gagawin niya, yung code natin will be processed by a software tool known as synthesis so that we could convert it to a hardware equivalence based on a target library. Di ba familiar tayo dun sa ibang programming languages, may tinatawag na compiler, translator, interpreter. Di ba yung goal niya i-convert to a language understandable by the computer? Pero dito sa HDL, ang tawag natin sa kanya ay synthesis. Meaning to say, yung code na ginawa natin, isi-synthesize niya, i-convert niya yung code doon sa equivalent circuit na gusto natin. Ayan. Itong example, HDL code. So, basic example lang ito of a counter. Makikita natin dito yung pangalan ng module is counter. So, module is basically parang body doon sa ating C language. And then, yung ating counter, meron siyang tatlong ports. We have the clock, the reset, and the count out. Then, as you can see here, dineclare natin yung ports natin, yung clock at saka yung reset as input. And then, dineclare natin yung count out as 3 down to 0, Little Indian convention, 4 bits yung ating output. And then, gumamit tayo ng register na 4 bits then for the count out. So, remember that na kapag gumagamit tayo ng output, variable or for the port, whatever port is that, kailangan gumamit tayo ng register. Kasi register is used for the temporary storage, di ba? Para ma-hold niya yung value ni output, kailangan natin ng register. And then, gumamit ako dito ng always at. This one is sensitivity list, positive edge clock, or negative edge reset. Meaning to say, every time na yung value ng clock ay rising edge or 1, or yung value ng reset ay 0, yan. Kaya sinabi dito negative edge or falling edge. Alright? So, begin, end. Ibig sabihin, open and close curly braces. If the value of preset is 1 bit 0, ibig sabihin, i-reset niya yung value ng counter natin. So, the value of counter will now be equal to 4 bit 0000. Yung B dito, ibig sabihin nun, bit. Kasi ang dineclare natin dito, 4 bits siya. And then else, mangyayari lang dito, mag-i-increment lang siya. So kita natin, yung ginagawa lang nito is a simple 4-bit up counter. 'Di ba? So yun lang ginagawa. So ang gagawin mo, hindi mo i-drawing yung circuit. All you have to do is to code like this one. This is using Verilog HDL. Pag kinode mo, automatic nyo nang matatranslate dito. Gamit kung ano yung EDA tool na gusto natin gamitin. In my case, gumagamit ako ng Xilinx ISE. Yung iba, there are a lot of tools to do that for you ha. Pero yung freeware that we have, we can use Xilinx ISE. So automatic na siyang mapoproduce. And then kung gusto mo pa siyang i-download sa FPGA board, so pwede mo rin siyang i-download like this. So ano po bang ibig sabihin ng synthesis tool? Sabi ko kanina, synthesis converts the HDL code to a hardware equivalent using a specified library. So meron po tayong target library. One is the standard cell for mass production. So we use this in the company. Ayan. We use the standard cell for that kasi ang purpose niya ay for mass production. Or FPGA naman for design verification. So for students like us, pwede naman na gamitin natin yung FPGA. Or kung wala tayong FPGA board, pwede rin naman na i-code natin siya using yung freeware like Xilinx ISE. Pero remember guys that a code that passes syntax does not guarantee synthesizability. Hindi ito katulad ng kapag nag-code ka sa C language, makikita mo yung output dun sa console, okay na. Hindi. Kailangan i-imagine mo na kahit nagko-code ka, ang output mo dapat ay circuit. So, ibig sabihin, dapat ang goal mo, ma-convert siya kung anong circuit yung gusto nating i-produce. When writing the code, designer should be conscious of the hardware implementation rather than a software solution. Kaya doon pumapasok yung challenge. Kasi minsan magaling kang mag-code pero on the circuit implementation, yun yung mahihirapan tayo. So, kailangan yung circuit analysis, magaling din tayo doon. Kaya nga may mga subject tayo na electronics, electrical circuits, and so on. So ano po ba yung advantages ng paggamit ng HDL? Number one, the code is human readable. 'Di ba? Madali namang intindihin yung code kanina and explain ko sa inyo. Then the code can merely represent the behavior of the intended project. You don't necessarily have to think gate level. And then the debugging is a lot easier than having to sift through a spaghetti of wires, 'di ba? So doon kapag medyo may mali kang nagawa, i-edit mo lang yung code then iraran mo ulit, 'di ba? Converting the code to circuit is also easy and fast. Pero again, it will depend on the user's ability to write the code properly. Siyempre sa umpisa medyo may harapan ka ng konti, mangangapa ka, pero eventually kapag nakuha mo na yung technique, yung experience, so mabilis mo na siyang magagawa. There are a lot of popular HDL. So, one is the Verilog. Japanese po ito. Ito yung common. We also have the VHDL or the Very High-Speed Integrated Circuit Hardware Description Language. And then the System C. Sa industry, ang common na ginagamit, Verilog and then VHDL. In my experience, we use both Verilog and VHDL. So again, Verilog is a hardware description language. It is a language, again, that is used to describe a digital system. Example, a network switch, a microprocessor, or a memory, or a simple flip-flop. This just means that by using HDL, one can describe any digital hardware at any level. Katulad nito, nakakakita tayo dito ng D flip-flop. So may input tayo na data, input na clock, then yung output natin ay Q and Q not. Na alam naman po natin na ginagamit lang yung D flip-flop for the delay and then Q not is simply the inverter of the output Q. Yan. So this is the sample D flip-flop code. Yan. So this is, as you can see here, yung pangalan ng ating module ay module D underscore FF. And then following yung ating given black box kanina, meron tayong D, clock, Q, and then Q bar. Again, the inputs are D and then clock. Then we have the output Q and Q bar. Ngayon, kailangan natin gumamit ng wire para kapag nagkoconnect ka sa breadboard, sa logic circuits, di ba? So, nagkoconnect ka ng mga wires. So, in the same way, ganun din. Gumamit tayo ng wire here for the D and then the clock for our inputs. And then we use register again for the outputs Q and then Q bar. Ito naman, ang ginagawa nito, always at positive edge clock. Every time na yung value ng clock ay 1, gagawin niya to. Ia-assign niya non-blocking statement sa output Q, yung input value D, and then ia-assign niya sa Q underscore bar yung inverter or negation ng data flip-flop. Yun ang ginagawa ng code na to. And then, for your information, there are different design styles in HDL. You can do either bottom-up or the top-down methodology. Yung traditional method of electronic design is a bottom-up approach. Each design is performed at the gate level using the standard gate. So we'll start on that. Bigyan kita ng gate and then ko-code po tayo from there. Pero with the increasing complexity of the new designs, this approach is nearly impossible to maintain. New systems consist of ASIC or microprocessors with a complexity of thousands of transistors. These traditional bottom-up designs have to give way to new structural hierarchical design methods, and without these new practices, it would be impossible to handle the new complexity. Kaya yung desirable na approach na ginagamit din namin sa industry is of course sa top-down design approach. A real top-down design allows early testing, easy change of different technologies, structured system design, and offers many advantages. So dito, you start with the specifications. Before building the circuit, andun mo na yung specifications, and then from the specifications, you do the design. Yun po yung top-down approach. Ito, we do the specification, we create the black box or the high-level design, we do the low-level design, then we code using the RTL or the Verilog, we verify, we synthesize, we implement using FPGA board, kaya may place and route, then kung possible, gusto mong i-fabricate yung IC, you can do that. And of course, you can further check yung ating fabricated IC. There are three Verilog abstraction levels. Number one is behavioral, second register transfer level or the RTL, and the gate level. Pag sinabi natin na behavioral level, level describes a system by concurrent algorithms, which is behavioral. Each algorithm itself is sequential. That means it consists of a set of instructions that are being executed one after the other. So merong sequence siyang pina-follow. Parang katulad ng procedural programming language natin. Functions, tasks, and always blocks are the main elements on this kind of abstraction level. There is no regard to the structural realization of the design. For the RTL naman, the keyword here is that the use of explicit clock. RTL design contains exact timing bounds. Operations are scheduled to occur at certain times. So usually ginagamit natin to for test bench making as well. Modern RTL code definition is any code that is synthesizable. It is called RTL code. Pag sinabing synthesizable, yun nga, kailangan yung code natin na ko-convert siya to equivalent circuit. And then another one, the last one is the gate level, which is common to us. All signals are discrete signals. Meron lang siyang definite logical values like 0, 1, don't care, or high impedance. The usable operations are predefined logic primitives like and, or, not, and so on. So there are different fundamental logic gates that we can use on the gate level. Using gate level modeling may not be a good idea for any level of logic design. Gate-level code is generated by tools katulad ng synthesis tools, and this is used for gate-level simulation and for backend. Thank you very much.